The crystal clear waters of Malolo Island, Fiji. We're going to the site of Fiji's biggest resort development, a development that's caused serious environmental damage.
Last year we heard that the Chinese developers had sort of bought the land next to us and moved in.
Australian Navran Fox and local Fijian Jonah Josiva and another surfing mate own the land alongside the Chinese development.
You know, when we rocked up, we weren't really ready. Jonah had filled us in a little bit, but along here, like we're here at high tide right now, but there was 2 or 3 excavators out here just digging up the reef. There was excavators in where our beach used to be with like hydraulic fluid going everywhere and just going hell for leather, all without permits, no foreshore permits, no nothing. You know, Fiji's Prime Minister is so strong on his stance against the environment being wrecked. You know, he's really big in the UN and it's awesome what he's doing. It's just that in his own backyard, I don't think he really understands how much Fiji's getting wrecked by what these developers are doing.
And tell me about the channel that they've dug out here.
We worked out it was about 5,000 square metres of reef that they've dug out, and they've stockpiled it over on their land, and then they've also, you know, built this makeshift sort of piece of land in front of what used to be our beach. About 30 metres of illegal reef is there, and then they've made a road through the mangroves around the corner to access their land and make a road base, because it used to be all mangroves and mud, because their land has no access. They've bought land with no access. So
what did they do about that?
They've just taken over our land.
And did you hit them up about it?
Yeah. I spoke to Dixon Pang a while ago about it.
And he is the head of this development?
He's the director of the company, Free Soul Real Estate Limited. Basically, he told me, you know, fuck you, we're taking it anyway. We're taking your land.
Okay, so this is it, eh? Yeah. The surfers own the land on the other side of the red gates and behind the black mesh fence to the right. This is what it looked like before Free Soul illegally reclaimed it. So the high tide mark was here, is that what you're saying?
Yes, yeah, the high tide mark was here. And that's a legally dumped reef.
So they've just come in and done a full takeover?
Full takeover, full Goliath takeover. Yeah.
So tell me how they can put this fence up then and say no trespassers.
They shouldn't be allowed to do it. They've got no approval to do that.
What?
After being here for, well, not very long, a Free Soul representative came out to confront us. Have you met Nav? Nav, this is Nav. Nav owns the land beside here.
No.
Yes, he does.
No.
So let's go over onto our land, which is on the road over there. So can we go through the gate to our land?
No photo. No. No.
But this here is our land.
This here. This here.
This is not your land. This is not your land.
No.
But this is not your land.
This is Dixon.
No, it's not.
No.
It's not Dixon.
No.
Dixon is Dixon Pang,
Dixon.
the director of
It's
Free Soul Development.
Don't.
No.
It's not Dixon land.
You come here. Me speak policeman.
You can get the police.
No.
This is there. You can get the police. There's an injunction on this land.
Come.
Yeah. I'm allowed. Close. It's okay. We go around now.
The Fijian courts have now deemed that Free Soul is not entitled to have this fence and gate because it blocks public access to the foreshore. For Navran Fox, the only way through is around the back.
You get off our land. You get off our land. You get off our land. You get off our land.
No.
Get off our land.
Why?
Get off our land.
Why you come here? Huh?
This is our land.
No our land. Who our land?
What?
Stop it! Stop him!
Stop it.
This is our land. He is out of line.
No. Why no come? Come.
This is our land.
What happened?
Go away, get off our...
Why? Look
off.
here. Why?
Mate, get away. Get away. Just get away. So this is the kind of shit we've got to deal with.
You'll notice to the left the black stakes. That's the boundary of the surface land. Freesol has also chopped down most of their trees here.
You know, this is our...
Ironically, this part of their land is behind the Freesol gates. You okay, Nav?
Yeah, I'm fine. You know, that's full on, but it's our land, like...
So to come here and have this guy push and shove you...
It sucks. You know, it's... You know, what do you say? You know what I mean? I didn't come here for this. I'm in Fiji. You know what I mean? I've come here to have a look at the land that we've invested in and doing the right thing with the Fijian family. It's devastating. And he's standing over there now with a metal bar. Like, what's that all about? What's he going to do? You know, like come onto our land and start hitting us with it? Like, he's like, what the fuck? like, look where they're... Look, we're on our land now, and look where their fence is.
Ma'am, can I ask you something?
Yes, you can ask me.
I wanted to ask you back in New Zealand, if you own a land, does anyone have the right to stop you from going to your land?
Of course not. I don't know anywhere if you own the land that someone can stop you going on the land that you own. So what do you think about this, Jonah?
Doesn't look so good, eh?
So this is the dead reef, is it?
Yeah, this is the dead reef. So you can see it, you know, it's all...
Wow.
Like, you know, there's just tons and there's hundreds and tons of dead reef further in their property, where they've just got it stockpiled to, I guess, extinguish the mangrove forest and build bures for tourists. Just devastated for the Fijians and for Fiji foremost, just thinking, how can this happen? How can, you know, a company just come in from any part of the world and do this? I guess I feel like I'm living next door to a lawless monster. Someone with no respect for anyone else except for money. You know, greed governs.
The land got eyes, got mouth, got nose. If you play upon the land we're going to play upon you.
The local people of Fiji's Malolo Island want the world to know they are crying for their land. The only way to get a good look at that land, the site of the massive resort development Freesol, is from the air. 350 bures were planned here, many of them to sit over the water. Obvious is the illegal reclamation of the foreshore and beach. The dredging and smashing of an estimated 5,000 square metres of reef to build a boat channel. Then illegal roads built on the foreshore using that dead reef. There's the gashes through the mangroves, destabilisation of the hillsides causing excessive silting, and raw sewage and rubbish going into protected seaside areas. A few drones previously flown over the site have crashed, and there are rumours that the developer has an electronic jamming system, but the threat to our drone was less sophisticated. Workers try to knock it out of the air by throwing rocks at it. It's 7:30 p.m. and the chief has called. Having navigated the reefs in the dark, we arrive at Solivu village for a meeting of the elders. It's a big deal to get this invitation.
Heard your voice from the
Telephone.
telephone. So in reality, you're sitting in front of us. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. The chiefs at Solivu village are from the land-owning unit, Yavusi Tomberry.
We've got our papers here. We've got our papers here from the order from the court. So
They too have a court injunction against Free Soul over the land ownership and sale to the Chinese, as well as to stop Free Soul working on the site to stop the damage to the environment.
We thank you so much for coming. As the things have been coming from the court, and they never respected it for 3 times. Court has been given to them, but they never respect. And
They're referring to Free Soul ignoring stop work orders and the government not doing anything about it.
still, regardless of the trade, still they disobey. So they walk over us.
They walk over you.
tomorrow is the day that we're going to go to the site.
The plan is set. They're going to front up to Free Soul and they've invited us to go with them. And the
Our ladies too going to go. Yes, to show the world that we are really crying for our land. You know? We'll do it tomorrow. For the sake of our generation coming up. We want justice.
Early morning we meet the boats from the village. They say Free Soul has no right to stop them going onto the site, nor should there be any gates blocking access to the foreshore.
Good morning, Melanie.
We'll see them. Who is the leader here?
Armed with placards and documents from the court, the people from the village want to reassert their ownership of this land and ensure that any further desecration of the area is immediately stopped.
These Chinese people, they're stopping people who come for getting crabs, fishing. Yeah, they're stopping the right of the people from the village.
Collecting crabs has also become a health hazard.
Where they put their toilet is right on the mangroves where the ladies go and catch crabs.
Okay, so the raw sewage is going into the mangroves where the crabs are?
Yeah.
They are rubbish and they are dirty. They shit everywhere. They don't even use when they come to the village, they shit everywhere in the bush. They never use the toilet, which was given to them in the school area and on the other side of the village. They do that. That shows they are dirty people.
The people here are met by locked gates and Amani. He is the Fijian local director for Free Soul.
We don't have time for him. He's only one. Look around.
I don't care. You can go. I don't care. You can go. Okay.
I'm not going because my information...
Oh, you want the police to come here? You want the police to come here?
And I'll
To straighten you up?
Do what you like. I'm not worried about the police.
We know the law of Fiji. You don't know the law of Fiji. You white men.
I don't think you know the law of Fiji. Amani is also the man responsible for selling the Chinese developers the lease. To say his right to do that is under contention is an understatement. How have you got the right to dig this channel out?
The law says that. The piece of land? No. This is not your place. You're not a Fijian. I know Fijian law. You don't know Fijian law.
I've learned a lot about
No, you don't.
Fijian law.
You don't respect this law.
No, I think that you don't know Fijian law.
My land, my law says, my piece of land, and the foreshore, the fishing area is mine.
No.
It's mine. That is mine.
That is not what it
That
says.
is mine.
No.
Go back to New Zealand.
Tell me why Free Soul is being prosecuted.
You talk to the lawyer.
No, but why are they being free?
I don't know.
Why is Free Soul being prosecuted?
He's got
if you
money.
do everything right.
He's got money. He's going to pay everything.
Who's got money?
We have money.
Oh, so that's all about the money.
Yes. This is all about money.
As became quite typical on the story, Free Soul was doing as much if not more filming than our film crew. The police eventually arrive and calm the situation down, and the villagers agree to leave without going onto the site and wait for the court's decision. We continue filming, but are constantly harassed by Free Soul staff in boats. This was repeated later on when our cameraman Hayden All went underwater to film damage to the reef. A Free Soul boat went over the top of him. You can hear it. Hayden retreated to a pole just in case, while the man working for Free Soul Security asked for our ID.
Pardon?
ID card, yeah.
ID card?
Yeah.
For what? Swimming?
For taking photo.
Yeah, but not for you. I don't need to give you an ID card.
I just check.
And on it goes.
I'm not calling about the drone yesterday. Yesterday you guys were...
Listen, I don't have to tell you anything I do.
Then the usual Free Soul threat of involving police,
The police will come.
who we would in fact encounter the very next day. After 3 days of filming on Malolo Island, we head back to the mainland. Our attempts to document the damage being caused by the construction of Fiji's biggest tourist resort have proved eventful.
Hey, wait, look here. Wait.
Mate, get away! Get away!
Employees of the developers, Free Soul, had tried everything they could to prevent us filming.
Oh, you want the police to come here? You want the police to come here?
Yeah, and I'll
To frustrate you?
We take a small boat instead of the ferry to the mainland to avoid unwanted attention, and then travel 3 hours to Fiji's capital, Suva. First stop, Free Soul's head office in Fiji. It's a public office in Suva's main street. Previous attempts to get hold of its director, Dixon Pang, have ended in the phone being hung up. So we're hoping to find him here. There is no one in the reception area, so we pop into the office.
Hi. I'm trying to find Dixon Pang. Is he here? We're here to see Dixon Pang about the Malolo Island development and the environmental damage that's been done there.
No, I'm sorry, but you will need to make an appointment. Then
Okay.
you can see him.
Okay.
Yeah.
When will that
Currently he's not here. Yeah.
He's not here? He's not in Suva?
Yeah. That's all I can tell you. And
Because we just wanted to talk to him about the situation there.
what's the situation?
Well, that all the work that's been done without environmental approval.
I think the matter is in court, and we'll leave it as it is.
Take particular note of this man, a former Fijian army officer who worked for Free Soul, who'll play a further part in this story.
We will not answer any more questions on that, as we might be breaching a court order.
Okay.
We leave the office in what seems pretty much a non-event. But as they say, anything can happen in Fiji, and that non-event will soon become a rather big event.
So the court will make a determination on those issues?
We interview Kiwi lawyer Ken Chambers, who is representing the Solovu village and the surfers with the land adjoining Free Soul, when there's a knock on the door. Outside is the man from the Free Soul office. He watches as a policeman tells us we need to go to the station. The allegation, criminal trespass. We're being taken in by police for asking questions at the Free Soul office a few hours earlier.
Okay, so the police are down there. You've been down. I'm It's coming back. I've just told them to wait because I've got to pack up all my gear.
Yeah.
So they're saying I've got to go to the police station for criminal,
Yep.
criminal, what is it? Trespass.
Criminal trespass.
Okay, yeah, so
So
welcome to Fiji.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's what they'll do is they'll assess his evidence and yours, and I'll guarantee you're charged.
What does that mean?
That you'll be charged with criminal trespass.
And I won't get out of the country?
Well, you might end up in police lockup for overnight. Could happen.
Right. This is a bit silly. Back downstairs, the policeman, who's been patiently waiting with our producer Mark Jennings, wants to get going. Notice the free soul guy is still creeping around across the road. No prizes for figuring out who got us arrested. But we're not in trouble.
Not much.
No, not much.
Not allowed to take photographs.
This is Suva's Totongo police station, which we'll see a lot of over the next 13 hours. Cameraman Hayden All secretly records what he can. Initially, we're allowed our phones, so I text Newsroom and get hold of the New Zealand Embassy in Fiji.
Just write all your names here. Because after that, then you sit down on that side.
We'd be in this room for hours on end as police interview Free Soul staff. Eventually, we are taken to a holding room where we spend the night on the floor. Early the next morning, things move pretty fast. Our first visitor is the Commissioner for Police himself. He'd had a phone call from none other than Frank Bainimarama, and we are released. An hour later, we are picked up by a police motorcade and taken to Parliament because the Prime Minister wants to apologise to us for being detained. The unanswered question was, why did police act on such a self-serving complaint from Free Soul, and why had it attracted the most important people in Fiji? Our meeting with the Prime Minister starts with him asking how we knew about the Free Soul development story.
My son is a surfer.
Oh, okay.
So he goes there surfing and he stays at the village.
Okay.
And they say we're in big trouble. All these bad things with the environment are happening.
Okay. Anyway, that's not really what I want to talk to you about the environment. The Minister for Environment and I are sorting that out.
I hope so.
Oh, yes. In fact,
I'm very worried about it.
Don't worry. Let
you worry.
in good hands. Let me worry.
Promise.
I've made a statement, I think about 2 months ago. I don't know. Tourism Forum. Yeah.
At the Tourism Awards.
Tourism Award.
Yes.
Ah.
I know.
Okay.
Very good speech.
Yes.
This is that speech.
To any developer from anywhere in the world, let me say this. If you intend to destroy or forever degrade our environment, you are not welcome in Fiji.
What was it you say? If you don't abide by the Fijian laws?
Out.
You're not welcome.
Yeah.
You're not welcome.
And that's why there are 2 cases in court. We're going to set them up. So be assured of that. All I wanted to tell you this morning is how disappointed I am, and the people of Fiji. We are outraged by what transpired, because we want assistance from the help of our ally in press reporting about what has been happening in Fiji with regards to environmental issues. So before we leave, I want to take you down and have some morning tea, but I just want to apologize on behalf of the people of Fiji for what transpired.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Within one day of that morning tea, the Fijian government has effectively stopped the Free Soul Resort dead. Government officials have revoked Free Soul's environmental permits because of the repeated breaches of its conditions.
And then this week at the High Court hearing in Suva, an injunction to stop Free Soul working at the resort site became something entirely different. Instead, with the environment permits gone, the High Court ordered Free Soul to pay the costs of restoring the land and foreshore, the mangrove forest and the reef to its original condition. So after more than a year of fighting, the voices of the people have finally been heard after just a few days of extraordinary activity. The massive Chinese resort is highly unlikely to proceed ever.